There we are. What's up, guys? This is Alexander, obviously. So yeah, I'm going to talk and drive at the same time, not really look at you and make eye contact, and you're going to deal with it, as people keep liking to point out. So, question that came up, I think I got this in a DM, and I've answered this before, God knows how many emails, but it just keeps being reoccurrent. The difference between mass gain and strength gain, or I guess really I should say the fallacy conflation that gaining strength and gaining muscle are somehow two completely separate areas of specialization, that they are apart from each other. This is not true. This is not true at all. This is a grave misunderstanding of how strength and muscle work. If you are getting stronger, you by extension, by default really, are gaining muscle mass. If you are gaining muscle mass, then you will also become strong. Now, it's possible in training to emphasize strength in the sense of, let's say, emphasizing your 1 rep max or emphasizing heavier weights for low reps. Yes, you can do that for sure. You can do that for periods of time and, let's say 8 to 12 week cycles where you just really focus exclusively on lower reps. Lower reps do not build as much muscle as higher reps do, but they still will stimulate some muscle growth. And you get stronger with lower reps, your nervous system gets more coordinated, and your weights go up, and then you can transition back to more moderate repetitions and focusing more upon let's say muscle accruement. But at the same time with that, even if you're lifting high reps, even if you're lifting very high reps and doing sets of 15 plus, you're still getting stronger in the sense that you are becoming more capable of lifting more weight. That doesn't change. You guys have this definition of strength apparently just means 1 rep max, and that's it. Strength can mean 1 rep max, 3 rep max, 5 rep max, 10 rep max, 15 rep max. Your 10 RM increases your 1 RM. Your 20 RM, a weight you can lift 20 times, that will make your 10 RM go up. Your 20 rep max can even increase your 1 rep max. If you can, hypothetically, let's say bench press 225 20 times, that's pretty impressive, that's pretty good. I guarantee you your 1 rep max will be at least 315 or above, at least. You could focus exclusively on making your 10 rep max go up, and your 1 rep max will go up at the same time every single month for years and years and years and years. This is why bodybuilders are fairly significantly strong despite never training that heavy quote unquote and not doing much less than 6, maybe 8 reps. The more muscle you have, the stronger you are. If you were to go into a laboratory, or and go into any clinical setting and ask an exercise scientist, how do you assess strength without testing it specifically? They would tell you that there's only one factor to test for: cross-sectional muscle area, meaning how big is the muscle, how big is a person's quad, how big is their pec, how big is their bicep, etc. The bigger the muscle, the stronger it is. So if you're wanting to build size, you're still getting stronger. You still have a secondary focus upon increasing your weight reps. You just have to be using more reps. If you're trying to get stronger and exclusively in 1 rep max range, you're still going to need muscle tissue to do that. You cannot have strength in the absence of muscle. Two sides of the same coin. They're a continuum. And I've said this before. You guys know that regular readers that have bought the products, the guides. How do you build strength and muscle in the long term? You pick a weight, you do reps. You do more reps. When you reasonably don't need to do more reps, then you increase the weight again. And you just keep doing that. That's the basic principle of progressive overload. That's the basic principle of specific adaptation to imposed demands, the SAID principle. If you ever want to read about that, what I just said, your body will adapt to what you impose upon it. That's the basic principle of learning. That's the basic principle of biology unto itself. Biology is a living system, and it will adapt to the stresses that are placed upon it. If you gradually increase the stress over time and it doesn't overload the system will keep adapting. If you gradually increase the weight over time and don't overdo it, your body will keep getting stronger. You keep building more muscle. That's how you make gains year over year over year over year over year. That's why people that have been lifting 10 years and look dramatically different from year 1 to year 10, that's what they did. The people that don't look different, the people that have been training, working out for 1, 3, 5, 10, 20 years, and they look exactly the same, they don't understand how progression works. They don't. They flat out don't. If you are training correctly, your fitness should be improving literally every month. Or maybe let's say every 6 months. every 6 months, if you're trained correctly, your fitness should keep improving and keep improving, and it should continue to do that until you're literally probably around at least 40 years old. Your potential for strength and muscle really does not peak until you're let's say early to mid 40s, before it starts to decline, if it does decline at all. Now, you're not going to be as fast as you were at 45 as you were at 25. Your cardiovascular endurance doesn't quite do that in the same scale. But at the same time, if you're trying to work on your cardio, you reasonably have a good, let's just say from the age of 20, you have a reasonable 2 decades to improve your cardiovascular capacity, in which it can keep progressing, keep improving. You have 20 years to make progress. That's a long fucking time for the body. And then you have another, roughly speaking, 20 to 40 years to maintain that progress. Your body does not age unless you stop moving. There are, it's very uncommon, but there are older bodybuilders whose lean body mass is almost exactly the same as when they were 30 years old, and their fat mass has barely gone up in literally 70 years. How did they do it? They lifted for muscle mass, they ate properly, and they never stopped moving. And they didn't overdo it in training, they didn't fall for bullshit. They were consistent and persistent in their execution of their plan. They understood how the body works, maybe not truly scientifically, but intuitively, if nothing else. And henceforth, they've aged really, 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 really well. That's available to anybody. Just as getting strong is available to anybody. The idea that your genetics or your body limits you in some fashion, it's an excuse and it's a false misconception. The majority of people never train properly ever in their life, and henceforth, the results they get, the outcomes they get, they're middling to none. If you understand how to train properly, you understand how gravity works, as I often say, you understand what compound movements are and what they represent, you understand how to execute the compound movements with good technique, there's no reason why you should not look like what you want to look like. Now, it might take you longer than somebody else. Maybe it takes you 5 years and it takes someone else 2 years. Maybe it takes you 15 years and it takes someone else 5. Whatever. But the point is that it can be done. It always can be done. And building strength and building size, for all intents and purposes, that's pretty much an infinite game. It does not stop until you want to stop. And even then, when it does stop, at that point, you're probably going to be pretty content with what you have built, and then it just falls upon you to keep it going. I'm talked out. Any questions, people? Can one achieve gains solely through... No. No, if all you ever train with is body weight, then your gains will be limited by your body weight. If you want to maximize your strength, muscular potential, you have to lift free weights. Benefits of front squats are just a quad dominant squat. They work the quads more, quite simply. They also work the anterior core more. Benefits wise, it just depends. If you want to strengthen your quads, emphasize the quads, definitely. Front squats do require a high degree of mobility. So if you are going to do them, you have to have mobility prereqs in place. If you don't have the mobility necessary for them, then they're going to be kind of, how should I say, jamming a square peg into a round hole. Hi. I love when people say hi. It cracks me up. Are protein shakes bullshit? No, that doesn't. Why would they be bullshit? I'm like, what was the reasoning behind that question? Protein shakes are convenient. Protein powder in itself is highly useful and proven as a supplement. Protein is food, so that's like saying food is bullshit. I keep getting jobs and quitting real quick. How do I avoid this? How do you avoid quitting a job? Why do you keep quitting? 40 years stayed active, but looking to get back into gains. Where the fuck do we even start? Go to, one, get on my email list and email me. I have a foundations program that's called Four Corners Foundations. It's this basic compound movements and body weight. That's where I would start with pretty much anybody. And it's almost all dumbbells, dumbbells as well. So that'd be a good place. If you're in your 40s, because I hate retail jobs, everything you quit reflects upon your character. So pick and choose what kind of person you want to be. If you're in your 40s, the big thing to focus upon or just be aware of is this joint, degradation. So you don't have to necessarily train different. You just have to be smart with your training. With enough work, can loose skin always be filled out by muscle? No. If you have a lot of loose skin, surgery.
jumping back in after knee surgery, 22, going to the Army, you have to just strengthen your legs, dude. Like quads, hamstrings, glutes, hip functionality. Make sure your flexibility is on point. Coming back from surgery is not I don't say it's complicated. It just means you have to fully functionally strengthen all the joints in question from top to bottom, front to back, and leave no stone unturned. I know I missed somebody's question about something, so if I miss your question, guys, just ask it again. We'll go for, let's say 15 minutes. This always goes longer than I expect. Any solutions for golfers level? Take time off from what is aggravating you. Also, you have to assess the technique of what you are doing, and also assess if there are weak muscles along the connect chain which are contributing to one of those. You're one of my favorite scopers. Thank you for all the help. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Grip strength limiting factor in deadlift. Get your arms stronger. Flat out. How strong your biceps are is reflective of your hand strength. Should I do press-ups before going to the gym or drive straight into it? Press-ups are just push-ups. You can do those at home if you want to. But going back to grip strength, so like I said, strengthening your arms, this hammer curls, dude, that basic. The other thing, if your grip is really weak, farmer's walks, so just grab the heavy dumbbells, walk with them. Those will remedy almost anyone's grip issues. Also dead hangs from the pull-up bar. But just start with your arms. Like, just don't overthink this too. Like if your hands are not that strong, grab the dumbbells, rep shit out, hammer curls, bicep curls, dumbbell curls, barbell curls. A lot of times, that's very common. Guys think the grip, like, what do I do? Get your arms stronger. I know it sounds so utterly basic, but you'll never see a guy with really built biceps and forearms that has a weak grip. It just doesn't happen. So rather than think it's a grip issue, just assume it's a muscular issue, which really, that's what it is. It's a forearm and bicep issue. So you strengthen those muscles, problem should be solved. How do you feel about bulking and cutting compared to a clean bulk? I don't endorse the spectrum of thought that even has anything to do with clean bulking, cutting, etc., etc. Thoughts on convict conditioning? It's fucking phenomenal book. Convict conditioning, and anything Josh Bryant puts out has my endorsement. Getting back to the bulking cutting cycle idea, guys. So again, I've said this in which book was this in? Which ebook? I forget. Anyway, bulking and cutting, guys. These are bodybuilding concepts from like the 50s, 60s, 70s. Bodybuilders, truly elite ones, they can bulk and cut, and they can do it because their genetics are way fucking better than yours. Your genetics are shitty. Let's just assume they're shitty. My genetics are shitty. Let's assume they're shitty, okay? A bulk and a cut where you gain a ton of weight and then try and drop a ton of weight and you're going to reveal the muscle, it usually does not work well unless, like I said, one, you have the genetics for it. Two, you have the the metabolic health to handle it. Three, you're already fairly advanced enough where that's even a viable strategy. For the vast majority of guys, in terms of building muscle and burning fat, what do? You train at maintenance calories year-round. You focus on strength and size gains. You focus on cardio. You get stronger. You get faster. You sprint, and the body fat will gradually come off. And you can go through cycles where you cut calories a bit, then raise them back up to maintenance. The majority of guys today, especially if you have less than optimal metabolic health, which is the majority of you, bulking is the last fucking thing you need to be doing, period. And the idea of doing a clean bulk, all that means is just eating some extra protein. That's it. That's fucking it. It's very, very, very basic on an applied level. The bulk and the cut model, if you are a bodybuilder, if you are a guy where you have good genetics, you're not skinny fat, you don't have a pudge, your testosterone levels are healthy, yeah, you can go through periods where you gain 20, 30 pounds and you drop the weight. And for some people that does work. It does. But you usually know if you are that person. The majority of you guys that ask this question, you don't even fucking have enough muscle to make that worthwhile in the first place. You just need to do compound movements, do your fucking push-ups, deadlift, squat, incline press, dumbbells, barbells, whatever. Focus, like I said, strength gains, rep gains. Keep stuff in balance in regards to calories. You don't overdo it, you don't underdo it. You do that for 5 years, you look different. Add in a bunch of walking and sprints on top of that, your body will change. If you are overweight, then you do need a diet. Tips for bigger traps. Shrugs, dude. Get most effective exercise guide. I talked about this, but for traps, fucking shrugs and rows. Shrugs and rows. Very basic. What vitamin supplements do you take? I take a lot of shit, honestly. Too much to list on here. And I don't want you guys trying to copy me thinking you need to copy me. What I do is relative only to myself. Thoughts on tripping acid. Make sure you're in a safe space because a bad trip can fucking send you into hell, literally. So Be around people that you trust. What a question. Any other questions, folks? Ladies, gentlemen, I got no idea what the ratio is anymore. What can people do against thin wrists? Wrist curls. Wrist curls, and you train your forearms, and yeah, that's it. You also can use wraps and straps. Those help a lot. Yeah, I use wrist wraps all the time. I don't have skinny wrists per se, but this it helps your wrist, maintain positioning. It also helps you protect your joints in general. I'm skinny. Best foods for gaining weight. Dude, literally just food in general. Eggs, meat, rice, protein. Make sure the fat content's high. Yeah, I don't know if there's any best foods. Just don't eat like a chick. You're not a girl. You're not worried about gaining weight. Just fucking eat. Protein, carbs, fat, basic. I get full too fast. I'm working on gaining muscle mass, and that's the toughest hurdle. Anyway, to combat this, yeah, just eat smaller meals throughout the day. So that'd be an example. If you're someone where it's hard to eat food, go with the 5 to 6 meals a day, model of eating. It works well because you never quite get full and you can eat more often. So you have small meals throughout the day, you never quite fill up, and you just keep doing that. Snack on peanut butter if you need to get extra calories in. Broke collarbone years ago. One trap seems more developed. How to even it out. So if you have muscular asymmetry, unilateral work, meaning working one side at a time. You also need to assess your technique when you're doing any kind of movement and see if your technique is asymmetrical. So that's both, that's an exercise addition issue and a technical execution issue. And so you probably have compensatory hypertrophy, which is the term. Thoughts on intermittent prolonged fasting? I have a book on intermittent prolonged fasting. I want to get into that question since I get asked that literally every single fucking day about intermittent fasting. Read the book, Ajax Guide to Fasting. That's what I think of it. Gives you a whole rundown on how to do it. Got a strong back, but can't do more than 7 to 8 pull-ups per set. How to improve? You improve by practicing the thing that you suck at. You suck at pull-ups? Do more pull-ups. Do them more often. Do them every day. Do them at the beginning and end of the workout. Do them throughout the workout. Break them into smaller sets and practice them all the time. It's like anything else. That's like sucking at push-ups. How do you get better at push-ups? You do them. I like HIIT classes. Your thoughts? If you like them. No, I mean, I don't have thoughts on that. If you enjoy doing it, then do it. Exercising in the morning versus night. Depends on what you prefer. Scheduling is entirely context dependent. So, if you want to train at night, okay, train at night. If you want to train in the morning, train in the morning. The superiority of either one, that's dependent upon your lifestyle. I love Dr. Pepper. Diet Dr. Pepper. How to lose fat ASAP. Get the idea out of your fucking head that you need to lose as fast as possible, since you will fail at that. Fat loss is a long-term process, so that's how you're going to think from now on. And then you're going to start dieting and learn how macros work and educate yourself. Best fitness books, blogs. It's on my website. There's nothing on top of my head that I can name. There is no ideal body fat percentage. Body fat percentage is a range. There's not a set number. There's no such thing as magic fucking numbers, guys. The perfect fit body fat percentage, the perfect macro ratio, the perfect weight. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. What led you to this lifestyle career? I was always very health-oriented as a young kid. I believe that mastering your body, physicality, you can master yourself, since that's the thing you have most direct control over in your life. And I started personal training because I didn't know what the fuck else to do, and ended up turning into something. So, whey protein versus vegan protein powders. Whey protein is superior. Easy answer. Much more bioavailable, higher quality. That's been proven in research over and over and over again. Do you upload on Apple iTunes? Yeah, the podcast Art of Health is on iTunes. I haven't posted an episode. It's been about like a month since the last episode. But yeah, I think there's about, how many? 60, 70 episodes on there. So, Art of Health, Alexander, Juan Antonio Cortes. It is on iTunes. Oh, someone asked, how often do I drink? Very rarely. Unless I'm in the lifestyle period, lifestyle phase where I'm going out to, drink often. There have been times in the past where I go out 3 or 4 nights a week, but relative to the stage I'm at right now of life, maybe once a month. if that. Drinking is only useful if it serves a networking professional lifestyle purpose. If you're just going in to drink, or you just drink as as a matter of habit, no good. I teach 10-year-olds what one fitness exercise would you recommend I get in the practice every day? Sprinting. Starting a steroid cycle. Assuming one has stable foundation and strength. I'm not giving out steroid cycles. You got okay? Oh, fuck no, dude. Let's back the fuck up here. The majority of you, literally almost 90% of you guys can't even fucking count your calories correctly, nor do you even know what your body weight is, nor do you even know what your testosterone levels are. Okay, taking steroids is a long-term fucking lifestyle investment and health decision that has consequential, effects going, years and decades, into your life. So for me to give out a one-on-one steroid cycle, hell no. Aside from the legality factor of it, do you realize what a fucking massive decision it is on your part to make in regards to your health? You need to consider that on a broad spectrum. How to take steroids, Jesus Christ. Half of you can't even do a fucking pull-up. I love you all, but Jesus. Kai Green is my favorite natural bodybuilder. I fucking love Kai Green. I really don't think he's a natural bodybuilder, but I do love him. I just read that again. I don't think Kai is natural at all, but I do love Kai. Kai is my favorite by far. Really the only bodybuilder I'm a fan of, actually, on that note. Man's an artist. Any other questions, guys? Something that doesn't involve how to take steroids. I'm trying to get my chest hair like his head. Yeah, I got lucky on the hair genetics. Stevia, sure if you want to. Recommendations where to get testosterone levels tested. Your doctor, direct to labs if you want to do it that way. In regards to testosterone boosting, someone asked that. Article on my website, 50 natural ways to boost natural testosterone levels. Higher left shoulder from high desk from gone. What's amazing about the shoulder? Corrective exercise. You're going to have to even them out through training them. Work your upper back, serratus, lats, rhomboids, teres major minor, upper, mid, lower traps. That's fixable, but it'll take some time. What whey protein do we use? TrueNutrition.com. Is it true that artificial sweeteners discourage fats from bringing it? No. The effect, even if there was one, is so stupidly, pathetically negligible it's not even worth worrying about. That's an example of as I often say, majoring in the minor. These little minor health effects you guys think are important, not fucking important. What is important? Your eating, your sleep, your training. What's not important? The fucking soy lets you tin in your protein powder if there's a microgram of it and you think it's a big deal. Not important. Don't major in the minor. You major in the major and then you can focus on the minor. You're hairy like an animal. I am an animal. Have you been to a chiropractor for body adjustments? Yes. I only go to Gonstead chiropractors. That's a specific type of chiro. They are trained in the Gonstead methodology, which you can research about, but they are very highly trained, very highly qualified. They do a full exam. I trust them that they know what they're doing. So I won't go to regular chiro though. How often to get blood work done? At least once a year. At least once a year, preferably twice a year. Every 6 months. Is it possible to strengthen and develop foot arches for somebody? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, if you have weak feet or flat feet, that's not a structural issue. That's literally just the muscles aren't developed. What part of Mexico is your family from? Mexico City. So, strengthening your feet, calf raises, barefoot calf raises, very basic. Walking barefoot, also, again, basic, but it works. Walking uphill barefoot, walking in grass. Really, I just try the calf raises, nothing else. Just take off your shoes, lean against the wall, up and down your toes. That will start to strengthen the arch of the foot. Saunas. I don't use saunas personally. I sweat a lot when I'm in the gym, so I've never found a point in going into a sauna to sweat more. That said, if you like to use saunas, sweating is healthy, it's detoxifying, so if you like to do it, you like to do it.
one last question, guys, and we'll shut it down. Make it a good one. Favorite rapper? You're gonna fucking crack up. Lil Wayne. I fucking love Lil Wayne. Best way to combat depression. Oh, how's that a question? Burn out after cardio day. Just make sure it's good as help. If you like cardio, you like cardio. Depression's last thing, and I'm not gonna answer anything else. Depression is multi-spectrum, guys. There is no singular way to combat depression. Depression is lifestyle. Depression is diet. Depression is environment. Depression is mentality. Depression is habits, behaviors, actions, thoughts, identity. Depression is many different things. There are many, many different levels to what constitutes depression. Depression is not just a singular symptom or cause. It's a collection of symptoms that manifest themselves in your life and contribute to a state of being. So, the best way to combat that, you have to go through and address all the different areas of your life that are contributing to you being depressed. Neurochemical, dietary, environmental. There's so many factors to that it's going to require some work. It's going to require what you call a multi-spectrum approach. That's why I wrote that article, the engineering the environment of depression. Same way I wrote the email article I sent out I think about a week ago, how to combat depression, through environment. You're looking at least 12 different things that you're going to have to be addressed. So be mindful of that. Start, I guess, with that, and don't look for a single, magic bolt solution. Good question, though. That was a good question. All right, people. Good talk. Talk to you all again. Train hard. Be smart. Don't fall for bullshit.